Hello and welcome to the show. Today we have with us Andrew Anagnost, who is the President and CEO of Autodesk. How has your experience been so far, and how is the kind of technological transformation that you're seeing in our country, and with the kind of services that you provide, what is the approach that India is taking right now?
We provide tools and technology for people that design and make things.
Yes.
Right? Roads, bridges, cars that go over bridges, the phone you carry in your pocket, all of these things have been touched by our software in some way. So what we're trying to do is support the technological underpinnings that allow India to achieve some of its very ambitious goals. You know, Viksit Bharat has some very ambitious targets for 2047. They're around infrastructure development, manufacturing leadership. They're also around sustainable development and the things associated with it, as well as skills building. So it's really important as I come to India and work with companies here in India, they're adopting the latest technologies if they're going to achieve some of these goals. Because it's expensive to build and rebuild things. And the truth of the matter is nobody has enough money, people, or materials to build and rebuild everything that needs to be rebuilt. So when I'm coming here and I'm visiting, what I'm trying to do is encourage people to move to the latest technology, help them get there. And it's been a very encouraging trip. You know, a year later, I'm seeing huge changes away from first generation technologies to the most modern technologies we've had. And we're working with a lot of companies to help them do that.
Right. So, Andrew, what do you have to say about the infrastructure and manufacturing space? How are we positioned there?
Yeah. So, look, historically, India uses a lot of our products, all right?
Yes.
AutoCAD is used all over India. This is what I would consider a first-generation technology for Autodesk. Previously, in previous visits over the years, the level of adoption of the most advanced technologies, the cloud-based technologies, 3D modeling technologies, cloud-based construction management tools, cloud-based design and manufacturing tools for manufacturing, the adoption was fairly low. That's changed quite a bit. And there's an accelerated interest in getting on the tools that provide the most life cycle value for designing and making something, and also allow you to deliver the most predictability. Our industries have this massive capacity problem. They are looking for technology to solve this problem, to allow them to put fewer people on each project so they can do more projects, and they can do them more predictably and more on budget. So I'm seeing a lot of change, I'm seeing a lot of adoption, and I'm seeing a lot of the latest generation tools like Fusion, Form, and Flow, which are our next generation applications being adopted fairly strongly here in India.
How do you see the talent gap? Do you think that the innovation and the know-how and the education is enough, or is there a shortfall?
There's absolutely a shortfall everywhere in the world. India is no different than any place else. You need a new set of talent for some of these new tools in order to adopt these things. And that's why one of the things that Autodesk does is we make all of our tools free to schools and universities and to students. So we work with 150 million students worldwide. I mean, in 180 countries, 150 million institutions, 140 million student users use our applications every day. In India, we're trying to do the same thing. We're partnering with institutions, signing MOUs to enable the most advanced tools to be part of the curriculum, not only for the students, but for the professors and teachers as well, so they know how to teach these tools to highest effectiveness, so that when students graduate, they're able to enter the workforce understanding the most advanced technology out there. Yeah, we've signed a memorandum of understanding with DGT to make sure that we were delivering technology through government programs. We have a memorandum of understanding with IIT Bombay to get the latest technology in, on a university as well. And we're going to be doing more of these in order to make sure that the latest technology is deployed effectively inside of India.
You did speak about the education part, but what is a global strategy when it comes to education to technological transformation?
Yeah, so globally, we give our tools free to everyone, all right? So those 150 million institutions that use our software in 180 countries, you know, they don't pay for it. And we're unique in that respect because we think it's so important that students get trained on the latest and greatest tools so that they're prepared for the new jobs of the future. And that's not just four-year degree programs or university degree programs. It's also technical school programs and vocational programs that they need to learn these skills as well, because the truth of the matter is all these professions are going to be touched by technology in some way. And we need the people that are doing the jobs today to upskill themselves to be able to handle some of these more technical tools.
So great strategy there, Andrew. What does really the data sovereignty mean as a vision for Autodesk?
Yeah, look, we're very serious about doing the things that enable the technology in every country we work with. As you mentioned, we've worked with AWS to allow data storage locally in India, which is an important requirement for government projects, but also private sector projects as well. This is just part of who we are. We want to be transparent with our customers. We want to deliver not only the reliability of the systems, but the trust level of the system so that they feel like I can use these systems without worrying about my compliance, without worrying about my data, or without worrying about what's being done with my data. So we're very transparent about what we do with your data, how you can store your data, and what we're trying to do to make sure these systems are up and running all the time that you need them to be. Because when you're working in the cloud, you're dependent on the cloud.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that your dependency on our tools is worth all the effort you've put into them.
All right. So that's a great thought, Andrew. Of course, the government's thrust has been on Viksit Bharat. Now, as an MNC firm who is looking at opportunities in India, how does your vision and what you offer here really align with Viksit Bharat agenda of the government?
Yeah, so we are very much focused on those big pillars of Viksit Bharat. We want to help sustainable infrastructure development happen in India. And in order to do that, we want to help make sure that India is using the most advanced tools. Because one thing you know for sure about initiatives like Viksit Bharat, the amount of money you're going to spend on it is more than people think. The amount you're going to be deliver in the time frame you're expecting is going to be less than you want. All right. And the predictability of the delivery of those projects is going to be unreliable. We have to change that.
Yes.
Right. If the working the way we do today in the design and make space, most projects are off schedule. They cost more than they were originally projected to be, and they're less sustainable than they need to be.
Right.
If we can move people to the latest tools, they can build infrastructure the way you build a product, with predictability, with reliability, better decision-making. Sustainability is really, at its core, a data problem. So if we can give our customers better data so they can make better choices about material choices, energy efficiency, all the things associated with making the product, we can help them do it more sustainably. So that is our goal, is to align with the initiatives around infrastructure, but also around manufacturing. Help them build better factories, help them design better products, and be more competitive on the global stage.
You spoke about sustainability, the right data to really take the decisions for the future. But how does one really capture the technological shift, which is too fast to handle?
Yeah, it is fast, and it leaves a lot of people behind. I'll use an example, and this is at the large conglomerate level, but you've probably heard recently we're working with the Adani Group. And one of the things we're doing with them is we're engaged in a multi-year program to help them develop the proficiency, capability, and processes with the latest and greatest tools to design in 3D, use what we call building information modeling, which is the standard for really high predictability building design and infrastructure design, and use the latest tools like Construction Cloud to manage the pre-construction planning, what we call 4D and 3D planning, which is 4D's planning is how do you build it? What's the sequence? What's the schedule? 5D is how much does it cost? How you get predicted? We're trying to help them over a multi-year period run all their projects across their 11 groups on the latest and greatest technology. Now, that's with a very large group with resources. So how do you do that at the grassroots level? That's connected to some of our education initiatives where we want people to learn the greatest tools, but also trying to help people and startups that are building companies from the ground up use the latest tools. So startups in India have grown from the hundreds to the hundreds of thousands. You've got a very vibrant ecosystem of startups. For the startups building hardware and hardware-related things like Wave Mobility, which is one of the startups we work with that designs innovative solar-powered electric personal transportation vehicles. They use our Fusion tool for mechanical design and manufacturing, and we have special programs for them that make it cheap and easy for them to get those tools and get training on those tools.
Technology investment is not cheap. How do you come around that?
I mean, obviously, we're an enterprise. We spend a lot of money making our technology. We have to get money for the technology. But you also have to support people that are not able to yet engage with the technology at the scale you want. So you have to price your technology to make it accessible to various tiers. This is what Autodesk is very good at. We are very good at making technology available to the smallest companies that makes them almost as powerful as the largest companies, and creating price points and packaging and product capabilities that fit the various sizes, from startup from small mom and pop company all the way up to the largest conglomerates and groups. We have a product for everyone, and we're unique in that respect.
How do you see that technological investment, understanding, and capability coming in, and therefore the opportunities for you?
So there's a couple of things here. First off, you have to start not only bottom up at the education level, but you also have to start top down with the government and with the large conglomerates in order to get them on the same processes so that it kind of feeds down to the rest of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And the ecosystem, in order to be able to compete in the new world, they have to be able to be on the new systems, right? And you have to have a price point for all of those individuals. And that's something we focus on, making sure that we're engaged at the highest level with building information modeling being mandated for as many projects as possible, that the largest companies are skilled up in these things. But at the lower levels, at the grassroots level, the social aspect is incredibly important.
Yes.
People go to YouTube to learn how to do things.
Yes.
And at Autodesk, we're very, very focused on making sure there's a YouTube video for everything. Everything we do and how you do it. And these YouTube videos are generated by people that use our products.
Yes.
Because they're very passionate about the products. So believe it or not, if you're trying to use one of the latest and greatest technologies for Autodesk, you can find a YouTube video on what to do and how to get started. Usually not from Autodesk.
When we talk about technological advancement, how do you rate India? Because you have a global empire. You have insights into so many geographies, Andrew. How does India stack up in all of this?
India has an incredible talent base. You have an incredibly well-educated technical population.
Yes.
That is very diverse in its capabilities and is just some of the best talent in the world. Right? We use that talent for building our own products. In fact, India is now the second largest employer for Autodesk after the United States. So India has tremendous technical resources.
Right.
It also has a lot of very small businesses doing things in very traditional ways, right? If you take the power of those advanced technical resources, you engage across the ecosystem, you can get more of these people involved in some of this new technology. I don't think India is any different than anyone else in the rest of the world. I think you have some incredible assets, though. You have fast growth.
Yes.
You have this strong technical population. Right. And you have a strong desire to be a powerful global economy. And I think with the government investment, for instance, $626 million recently pledged by the government for building electronic components in India.
Yes.
And the factories associated with that. Those kind of initiatives are ultimately going to make a big difference over a 5-10 year period. So I hesitate to rate you because you've got so many assets, you're different, but you'll be surprised. Everyone struggles with this.
So that technological know-how is there, the talent is there. But when it comes to the Indian market, Andrew, for Autodesk, what does it mean in terms of the growth center and how has it been growing? It will give us a sense of how is India stacked against the rest of the world when it comes to adoption and also the ability to spend on technological investment.
Yeah, so India is our major growth initiative in the Asia Pacific market for us, all right? It's our major focus. I spend my time here to come here and work with the local government, to work with some of the local companies to try to make sure that they're on the latest technology. I won't give you specific numbers about how fast things are growing in India, but what I will say is that over the last 3 years, the rate and pace of adoption of our latest and best technology has increased dramatically.
Yes.
And this is important. This is what you want to see. You want to see on the institutions, the large corporations on the latest technology stacks. And definitely the rate and pace of that has changed.
Right. So you think the conversion of from understanding your technology to really investing into it, how difficult or easy is it? And has it changed over the years?
It has changed over the years because it's changed over the years in that people start to demonstration projects. I mean, I just saw something amazing from a company here in India where they built these demonstration buildings, a full end-to-end process done completely digitally. There was no paper on the construction site, zero. Everything was done with tablet devices. All the data was accessed with tablets. If the tablet leaves the construction site, it no longer has access to the drawings. Amazing. all the way from the start, everything planned digitally. Right here in India, people are doing these pilot projects and they're testing out all of these capabilities and they're doing it on the next building, on the next building, and the next building. It's happening now.
Right. So at least your excitement about India, when you talk about the India's potential and the growth, that's very infectious, Andrew. And I like that for our country.
By the way, that project I saw the other day.
Yes.
I'm just not going to name the company, but the projects I saw the other day is well ahead of what I've seen in lots of other countries in terms of what they were doing and how they were doing it. I was completely blown away.
That's amazing to hear. But Andrew, also artificial intelligence is the core of technological transformation that we have seen in our times. But overnight, we have also all seen different narrative on how probably AI is going ahead of the infrastructure that can really support the AI advancement that we are seeing. From the vantage point of using those technological prowess from somebody who's a provider of that technological transformation, how do you see the AI mandate and the potential growth being harmed with this turn in the narrative?
Every new technology, every new advance goes through a cycle. You know, it's the classic hype cycle. It gets overhyped. It doesn't deliver the ROI it's expected initially. People get disillusioned, and then they start hunkering down and figuring out what's the real return, and all of a sudden you start to get real return. AI is like that. And part of the reason why AI is like that is there's a lot of rapidly evolving AI technologies. So, you know, the people and companies out there are surprised by what's coming at them now. Most technology firms aren't, because we've been working on AI for a long time. Autodesk has had an AI lab for over 8 years. And before that, we were working on AI and generative technologies for our customers very early, over a decade ago. So this isn't new to us, but it's new to everyone else. And what they're doing is they're getting all these tools and people are saying, hey, here's this great tool. What can you do with it?
Yes.
It's very hard for a company with this tool to say, wow, what can I do with this to make better products? So one of the things we're doing at Autodesk is we're highly focused at solving that problem for the customer. Not making them figure out what to do with AI, but figuring out what AI should do for them. So we're on this journey where right now we're automating tasks, right? And I think that's great. People understand how to automate tasks. They want to, you know, can you automate my schedule? Can you automate how I do things in one of our design systems, how I sketch, how I dimension the sketch? Can you help me do that? Can you automate drawings? And then we're going to automate workflows and then actually systems level processes. We're going to help the customer understand what the technology does for them rather than them trying to figure out what the technology can do.
So you create the solution and you offer it to them, but tailor-made versus having template AI solutions. How do you see that?
Yeah, exactly. Look, we understand our customers very well. We know what problems they're trying to solve. We know what complexity they deal with. We know how hard it is to do some of the things they have to do with our products. So we feel our first job is make it easier. Make it easier for them. Solve this problem, make this task automated, make this workflow much more automated, and do it for them progressively. A lot of us, look, I run a large software company. I have tons of tools. I have all the major tools in my company with my engineering teams, with my marketing teams. We're all asking the same question. What can you do with this? What can you do to make this work better? It takes time to figure that out. So we're in this great experiment where a lot of these large hyperscalers are asking us to experiment with the tools they've created and figure out what they're good for. Our customers don't have time for that. Okay. We need to tell them what they're good for and help them do that. So it's a different philosophy. And as a result, I think our customers are going to get a lot of more ROI out of our tools. They're getting ROI today because we're focused on this for them.
Right. Another point that you mentioned, Andrew, and that really stuck with me. A lot of tech-savvy companies do tell us AI is not new. It's become a buzzword because it's entered our smartphones with ChatGPT, Grok, and many other daily usages. So we have started understanding AI now, but technologically, it has been there for more than a decade. So I understand that. So given that background, and for somebody like you who has seen various cycles of technological boom and bust as well, how do you see this AI narrative at the current moment impacting the whole ecosystem?
In this moment, large language models have been a major paradigm shift that most human beings now understand. Okay, you don't have to be technical to understand, wow, I can put prompts into this thing and it tells me really impressive answers that I didn't expect from a computer. That's a moment where the public consciousness woke up to what AI can do, right? That's going to go through a journey. People are going to be dissatisfied with what they get out of that. Then they're going to figure out how to build some vertical solutions on top of it. And all of a sudden you're going to see it start to take off, right? But I think we're going to go through a cycle of, wow, okay, maybe ChatGPT wasn't as powerful as I thought it was. But they're going to figure out that it is powerful, but it's going to be over vertical time. Now, those of us who've been working on AI for a while for vertical tasks, we've already done that work. We've done the product market fit for what the AI can do. So you'll see this boring AI that isn't as exciting or as necessarily understandable to the general public.
Right.
We built this very complicated internal...
So Andrew, model. From whatever you said, I have figured one thing. Technology is supposed to solve for a problem which is really important. And you are focused at that.
We are.
And all the AI solutions that focus towards that is here to stay as long as there is market acceptability and there is demand for that solution.
Correct.
All right.
So you always have to go through this cycle of what's the right fit.
Yes.
All right. And right now, a lot of these general purpose solutions haven't found their fit yet.
Yes.
But for those of us working on highly skilled disciplines, we know what the fit is. We know what problems they need to solve. Right. So there's going to be a lot of AI that doesn't make it into the press that's providing real productivity.
Yes.
It's just not as exciting to the public consciousness as, say, ChatGPT is. But it's out there, and it's going to be very successful, even while ChatGPT figures out what it is and grows into its massive valuation.
All right. So, Andrew, I like your confidence. It's going to be very successful. And thank you so much for sharing so many insights from Autodesk's point of view and from your vantage point of view when we talk about AI transformation.
Thank you for taking the time.
They are really, capitalizing on it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew.